Hello, hello. Everybody hear me okay? Just let me know in the comments. Hello, Bonnie, Julie, Cheryl, Hack Creek Dog Training, Andrew, in the blue font. Thank you for moderating. Ruth, Fred, Rachel, Christina, Mitch, Jill, Deborah, Chris, Beverly, Jillian, Laura, Siobhan, Michael, Valentina, Susan's mom, Jill, Ruth, Emma. All right. Zaktana, Sue, Victoria, Marcel, happy birthday. Chris, welcome to the Do Nothing Project, Jillian and Randy, and all the people tuning in. My name is Jeff. I'll be your host for this round of Nothing Whatsoever. Thank you for also doing nothing. If you've never been here before, this is it. This is the Do Nothing Project. You pressed a link. Presumably this came up, or maybe your feed fed it to you. You're wondering, what is this thing? Doesn't seem very interesting. And indeed, that is a good intuition on your part. It's not meant to be interesting. It's not meant to be anything, really. Yay, Pride. Got our Pride flag out front. Today is a big Pride parade in Toronto, and Pride is being celebrated all around, so happy to be part of that celebration. My son Eden he's got his rainbow shirt, loves the rainbow flag. So, yeah, welcome to Do Nothing Project. Maybe you found me, however you found me, you're welcome here. These are the people. A lot of people saying hello in the comments there. A lot of people just hanging back and preferring to do nothing, including their version of do nothing includes not reaching for a typewriter, which I heartily respect. Yeah, we do this every Sunday night. I'm doing it about 4 years or something. So I'll just say a little quick something about it. Not that there is much to say. It's kind of a place where you can do your version of nothing. And that everyone's got a version of that. Everyone has a version of doing this in their life, of just sort of absconding from responsibilities, just idling, whether it's resting or wandering around your house, just doing big half-formed tasks, or staring out the window, or laying in your living room, sitting out back on your porch, or my belief is that meditation is something to offer the enterprise of doing nothing, because meditation is so incredibly minimal. It's sort of the least amount of anything you can kind of do as an activity. And in fact, there are entire meditations that are about really, truly trying to do nothing. Sitting and doing nothing and noticing ever more subtle forms of doing something that rise up through you. And so I often offer a few prompts to that effect, like I guide a simple meditation. And so you can do those other versions of nothing, or you can kind of follow along and kind of get curious at what that's about. But the idea is that, you know, there's so much compulsion all the time to secure yourself and manage your conditions, and to the point where it just gets hard to turn that off, the momentum of your conditioning around it. And so we find a forum in meditation where that's really about, kind of, in a sense, trying to challenge that, by saying, well, what if I didn't actually act out from all those patterns that want to do things or fill the space and the noise and reach for whatever distraction? And a lot can be learned there. And sometimes it even gets learned here by accident. um, so a doing nothing meditation is actually kind of a slightly more challenging practice than a doing one thing meditation. And I thought I would actually guide more of a doing one thing meditation tonight for those who are interested, because they're often more pleasurable at first. Do nothing practice, there's all this momentum of doing and thinking. You're like, oh, what am I supposed to do? And eventually it can kind of wind down or not, which is why traditionally in meditation, people choose a simple thing to pay attention to just to help things get settled. And that is a whole path of quite juicy, pleasurable meditations, often more so than a simple, let's just sit here and do nothing. Like as you get absorbed in ever more subtle things, there can be in Buddhism they call it shamatha, this kind of gathering quality of sort of pleasurable absorption, where you get ever more one-pointed. Um, so doing one thing is a good thing to do on the way to doing nothing. So if you got a lot of busy brain, this can be helpful. And what the hell? I thought I'd just lead a doing one thing meditation, something that's a little more on the absorption tip. So next time you come to the do nothing project, if you want to explore this kind of a direction, you're welcome to, because it's still pretty close to doing nothing. So, blah, 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 blah. Calm abiding. Nice, exactly. That's one translation of shamatha, says Andrew, our ever handy blue font facilitator. Nice, Belle, making it from Tasmania. Sweet. And Andrew is practically in Canada. He's in Minnesota, I believe, this evening. So I don't even know how many provinces we have. Sometimes Canada gets called the 52nd state, so maybe we'll call Minnesota the, I don't know, 11th province and territory, however many there are. They taught me that in geography, but can no longer remember. It hasn't come up as a data point. Ready, friends? 25 minutes, prepare to do nothing. Levi, Canada, America's hat. America's toque, Levi. Welcome to Australians, Tasmanians, to all from all continents, our many South American friends. Let's do it. All right. So, as always, with the Do Nothing Project, you're welcome to settle into your version of doing nothing, completely tune me out. So maybe that means setting yourself up in a nice, comfortable patch of living room, or you're sitting on a porch or a back deck, or maybe you're sitting in meditation position. Maybe you're bolstered up on a huge throne of sofa pillows, whatever your preferred. Or maybe you're walking around idly, standing, looking at something. In which case, these prompts might be there in the background, offering cues here and there that you may or may not follow up based on your curiosity, or you can follow along here from the beginning. I like having a few slow, deliberate breaths at the beginning. Sometimes it makes me reconnect to the body. Helps me actually if I have any lingering bits of self-consciousness, just to breathe out. And right at the beginning, many meditation teachers talk about the importance of attitude, and I think this is where you kind of set your equanimity. You're not going to get uptight about whatever happens in the next 25 minutes. You're not going to be bummed if the music coming from your next door neighbor is too loud, or there's barking dogs, or if something is imperfect in your environment. It is what it is. There's no point fighting any of that, and you can actually find that inner smoothness in your body as a way. It's like there's a way of holding yourself so you're loose through the front of the body, soft, not bracing or rigid. It's kind of like a body analog or a body version of equanimity. And then you have that same kind of openness to your own internal world, to sounds and thoughts, images, feelings. Just let them all be here. The mental version of equanimity is not seizuring up in judgment every time you hear something you don't like. It's kind of equanimity is not blocking the flow, bracing the body, getting all tight and judgy in the head. These are all like interruptions in a sense. They create like tension. Nowadays, you're just trying to create this relaxed mind and relaxed body where things just pass through and you're not going to fight or push and pull. Includes babies crying. And then if we want to do just one thing, you could just sit here and exist. That's fine. That's perfect. Just being, truly just doing nothing, which is exquisite. And you can kind of be doing that, but also a little bit just paying attention to one simple thing to help get things settled. Especially helpful if you got, bit of busy brain going on. So you just choose, you decide to focus on one strand of sensory experience at the beginning. So it could be a sound, especially like a repetitive sound, like a vent or water, moving water, just something that a kind of drone you can send your attention into. Or it could be sensation, like the regular, the breath's easy because it's always easy to find, the regular rise and fall of the breath, which gets more subtle as you meditate, but you can kind of tune into that, or the feeling of air in your skin, tingling in your hands, pressure under your seat. Anything can be a thing you pay attention to in the senses. It could be the lava lamp swirl behind the eyes you're just looking at. The idea is that you just say, okay, I'm going to commit to this thing, however, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be the most exciting thing, it won't be. But what happens if I just stay delicately paying attention to this strand of experience? And of course, your mind will wander. You notice, you come back. So try that for a bit if you're into it. It's super normal at the beginning to get easily distracted. It takes a little bit to get settled. So you're patient, you're not in a rush. The rhythm is it's actually a rhythm practice. It's a rhythm to get distracted and to come back, and there can be something enjoyable about that rhythm. And certainly it's very natural. So wander off, you come back, you recommit to some simple single strand in your experience. And a little trick here, the more still you get in your body, the more delicate you get with your attention, the less friction and resistance there is, the more you can kind of begin to notice subtler qualities of the thing you're paying attention to, the softest part of the breath, or these quieter frequencies and sounds, subtler tingles and sensations. And this is the beginning of getting absorbed, getting kind of curious as you try to explore that a bit. And it can feel kind of nice. So, but just don't strain, let it be delicate and like it's like the sensations coming to you, flowing through you. It's okay. There's still thoughts. There's normal. Just thoughts floating by. Sometimes you're in them. Notice, come back to just being with this simple sound or sensation, or maybe you're just sitting there, being there. And it can happen that, things get sort of more subtle. And if you like at any point, you can kind of shift your attention and notice some kind of other quality, like maybe you just noticing your own stillness or a pocket of quiet or something that's so soft you can barely feel it. So you're getting kind of more granular and curious more about these almost absences in your experience, kind of opening to them. Notice if you're straining in any way, trying to get somewhere or holding your breath a bit. Again, it's like a resting back. You do this by being rest, by being still, by being quiet. We become those things, even with chatter and feelings there. You're just sitting here existing. You might be paying attention to something, and it might be quite narrow your focus, like a very subtle, small aperture, or maybe quite wide. You may be kind of just feeling your whole body, just a sense of all the pores opening across your whole body, while your awareness is broad, spacious. Anything can be happening, and you're just surrendering into it. So let yourself have a light touch here, not trying to control anything. Really doing nothing here at the end. We get into the home stretch, so it can be like you can even let go of your whatever you're paying attention to if you haven't already. Just sort of drift as if you have no idea what you were doing a moment before. You're just freshly arrived. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Kind of resting in that, trying to trust that as an act of kindness to you. And the last minute here, just taking a few moments to think about whenever you feel like appreciating people in your life, places, animals, parts of nature, anything. Doing your evening appreciation practice. Thank you. Maybe it's just smiling as different things come to mind, acknowledging them, appreciating appreciating them. And welcome, Andrew. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks, Akana, Paul, Valentina. My voice gets definitely more mumbly when I'm doing guiding, like a more of a concentration type practice, because I get really. Anyway, good to have everybody here. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you, Susan. Sorry it was tough, Mitch. That definitely happens. All the names shooting by. I can't see them all. Thanks, everyone. Glad you're enjoying it. Nice, Chris. Yeah, that's why it's really good to do kind of more true do nothing practice, because then there's no expectations. It can go however it's going is how it's going. But if you lead a practice that's, you're like, if you set it up like, it could be kind of juicy, then people think it has to be a certain way, and then like, it can make it harder in some ways. So you just, the mind, the mind, there's no winning. The mind, you see what happens. It's all fine. Um, yeah, definitely, Ruth. Nice, barking nomad. Welcome. Wishing you a better week as well, Cashew. Not allowed cashews in this house. Wife is deathly allergic to them, Sarah. We call them death nuts, even though they're like my favorite food. Bang. Nice, Joanne. No way. Can't wait to meditate with my kiddos. All right, friends. Well, happy Sunday to you, or happy Monday. That's when you're tuning in. And to our European friends who are joining us in the middle of the night, I keep thinking I should try to do it earlier so I can. I've tried it before, but then people complain. But anyway, people can listen to it the next day. And good to be with you all. We'll see you next Sunday. I think I'll be up north for the next one, but I have internet up now, up north now. Good night, everyone.